My beloved child, stop for a moment and take a deep breath. In the midst of the busyness and chaos of life, I want to remind you of something powerful. Your future is filled with hope. Yes, I have plans for you, plans to prosper you, to bring peace to your heart, and to guide you into a life of joy and fulfillment. But I need you to stay with me until the very end of this message, because what I have to share will transform the way you see your life. You may be carrying burdens that feel too heavy, questions that seem too big, or fears that whisper lies into your soul. But I am here to show you a different way, a path that leads to peace, strength, and unshakable hope. Trust me, beloved, this is not a message of chance or vague promises. This is a divine appointment, a moment designed to fill your heart with the reassurance that you are deeply loved and that nothing is impossible for me. Stay with me as we journey through these truths together. By the end, you will not only feel the weight of your worries lifted, but will also be empowered to step into the future I have prepared for you. Together, let's explore the hope, strength, and purpose I have for your life. Let's begin. My beloved child, hear me clearly. Your life is not an accident, nor is it defined by the opinions of others. Your existence is a part of my grand design, intricately planned with purpose, love, and hope. Even in the moments when you feel overwhelmed by uncertainty, I want you to know that I hold your future in my hands. My plans for you are good, and they are unfolding perfectly, even when you cannot yet see the full picture. In this world, the trials you face can make you question your worth and doubt your path. But remember my promise, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. These words are not mere sentiment. They are the very foundation of my commitment to you. My child, I am not distant or detached. I am with you, actively working behind the scenes of your life to bring about blessings beyond your imagination. You may wonder, but Lord, how can I trust in this hope when my present circumstances feel so heavy? My child, trusting me does not mean ignoring the weight of your challenges. It means acknowledging them while placing them into my hands. Imagine a farmer planting seeds in a field. At first, the ground looks barren and there is no visible sign of growth. But over time, as the farmer trusts the process, the seeds begin to sprout and bear fruit. In the same way, I am planting seeds of hope and restoration in your life. Trust that they will bloom in their season. Let me remind you of my promise. Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. Your tears are not wasted. They are watering the ground for the blessings I am preparing for you. My child, the struggles you face are not meant to define you, but to refine you. Every trial is an opportunity to lean on me, to grow in faith, and to discover the depth of my love. Trust that even in the darkest valleys, I am with you, guiding you toward the light of my purpose. Imagine a sailor navigating through a storm. The waves crash and the wind howls, but the sailor finds peace knowing the lighthouse is ahead, guiding them safely to shore. My child, I am your lighthouse. No matter how fierce the storm, my light will never fade. It will guide you through the uncertainty and lead you to a future filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Hold on to my promises and let them be the anchor of your soul. Embracing hope also means releasing the fears that try to hold you captive. My child, fear has no place in a heart that trusts me. Remember my words, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. These are not just words of comfort. They are a declaration of my unwavering commitment to you. Let go of the fears that whisper lies and embrace the truth of my faithfulness. Let me give you a practical way to embrace hope in your daily life. Each morning, start your day by declaring my promises over yourself. I am loved. I am chosen. My future is in God's hands. Write these truths down, keep them close, and meditate on them when doubt tries to creep in. Spend time in my word, where you will find countless reminders of my faithfulness. My child, my word is your weapon against despair and your source of strength in times of uncertainty. You may feel that your past mistakes disqualify you from the future I have planned, but let me assure you, My grace is greater than any failure. Think of Peter, who denied me 3 times yet was restored and entrusted with building my church. My child, your past does not define you. I am the God of redemption, and I am using every part of your story, even the broken pieces, to create something beautiful. As you embrace the hope I have for you, allow it to transform the way you see your circumstances. My child, hope is not wishful thinking. It is the confident expectation that I am working for your good. Trust that I am turning every challenge into an opportunity, every setback into a setup for something greater. Let hope be the lens through which you view your life, and you will see my hand at work in ways you never imagined. Today, I am inviting you to take a step of faith. Release the doubts that weigh you down and embrace the truth that your future is secure in my hands. My child, you were not created to live in fear or uncertainty. You were created to walk in the fullness of my love and the abundance of my blessings. Trust that my plans for you are good, and believe that I am faithful to complete the work I have begun in you. You are my beloved, and your future is filled with hope. My beloved child, I see the moments when uncertainty threatens to overwhelm you. The questions in your heart, about tomorrow, about decisions, about the future, can feel like waves crashing against your soul. But I want you to know this: I am your peace. In the middle of the storm, I offer you a calm that surpasses understanding, a rest that steadies your heart and mind. Today, I invite you to lay down your worries and trust in my peace, which the world cannot give. True peace begins with my presence. It is not found in circumstances or the resolution of problems, but in the assurance that I am with you. Remember the disciples in the boat as the storm raged around them. Though fear consumed them, I stood and spoke, "Peace, be still," calming the wind and the waves. My child, I am speaking those same words over your life. When the storms of uncertainty rage, turn your eyes to me, and I will quiet the chaos in your heart. You may ask, "But Lord, how can I find peace when I don't know what tomorrow holds?" My child, peace does not come from knowing every answer. It comes from trusting me. Imagine a small child holding their parent's hand while crossing a busy street. The child does not understand the traffic or the danger, but they feel safe because they trust their parent's guidance. My child, you are that child, and I am holding your hand. You do not need to understand every detail to trust that I am leading you safely. Let me remind you of my promise. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. These words are not just a comfort, they are an invitation. When you fix your mind on me, focusing on my love and faithfulness, peace will guard your heart and mind. My child, the more you turn your thoughts toward me, the less space fear and anxiety will have to take root. Imagine a bird resting on a branch during a storm. The winds may blow and the rain may fall, but the bird does not worry because it trusts the branch to hold it. My child, I am your branch. No matter how fierce the storm, you can rest in the assurance that I am holding you steady. You do not need to fight the storm alone. Simply lean into my presence and I will carry you through. Resting in my peace also means letting go of control. My child, I know how tempting it is to hold tightly to the things you care about most, to try to solve every problem and plan every detail. But true peace comes when you release your grip and place your burdens in my hands. Remember my words, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." These are not empty promises. They are the foundation of the life I desire for you, one free from striving and filled with my peace. Let me give you a practical way to rest in my peace. Each day, take a moment to pause and breathe deeply. As you exhale, imagine releasing your worries into my hands. Speak my promises over yourself. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Spend time in my word, where you will find countless reminders of my faithfulness. My child, my word is a wellspring of peace, renewing your mind and anchoring your soul in hope. You may feel that peace is out of reach, especially in the face of pain or uncertainty. But let me remind you, my peace is not fragile. It is not dependent on your circumstances, but rooted in my character. Think of Paul and Silas, who sang praises in prison despite their chains. Their peace came not from their situation but from their trust in me. My child, I am inviting you to experience that same unshakable peace, no matter what you are facing. As you rest in my peace, let it overflow into the lives of those around you. My child, the world is filled with people searching for the calm that only I can provide. When you live in my peace, you become a beacon of hope, a reminder to others that they too can find rest in me. Let your words, your actions, and your presence reflect the peace I have given you, and trust that I will use you to bring comfort to those in need. Today, I am calling you to release the burdens that have stolen your peace. My child, you were not created to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. That is my job. Trust that I am with you, working in every situation, and rest in the assurance that my peace will guard your heart and mind. You are my beloved, and in me, you will find the stillness your soul longs for. My beloved child, I see the moments when you hesitate, unsure of the next step, uncertain about the future. Life's uncertainties can feel like a fog obscuring the path ahead, leaving you wondering which direction to take. But today I am inviting you to walk in faith. You do not need to see the entire road to trust that I am guiding your steps. Faith is not about understanding everything. It is about trusting me even when the way is unclear. Walking in faith begins with trusting my character. My child, I am not a distant or unreliable God. I am your loving Father, the one who formed you and knows every detail of your life. Remember my words. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. These words are not just promises. They are a declaration of my commitment to guide you. Trust that I see the road ahead even when you cannot. You may ask, but Lord, how can I walk in faith when I don't know where I am going? My child, you are not walking alone. Imagine a shepherd leading their sheep through a narrow valley. The sheep may not see what lies beyond, but they trust the shepherd's voice and follow. My child, I am your shepherd. You may not know every turn or obstacle, but you can trust my voice to guide you. Follow me and I will lead you to green pastures and still waters. Let me remind you of my promise, for we live by faith, not by sight. These words are an invitation to trust me even when the way is hidden. My child, faith is not about certainty in circumstances. It is about confidence in me. Think of Abraham, who left everything familiar to follow my call without knowing where it would lead. His faith was not in his own understanding but in my faithfulness. I am calling you to that same faith. Faith that steps forward even when the destination is unclear. Imagine a traveler navigating a forest with a lantern. The light does not illuminate the entire forest. It only reveals the next few steps. Yet the traveler moves forward, trusting the light to guide them safely. My child, my word is your lantern. It is a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. You may not see the whole journey, but my word will guide you step by step. Trust that I am leading you even when the path is dimly lit. Walking in faith also requires surrender. My child, I know how hard it is to release control, to let go of the need to plan every detail and ensure every outcome. But faith means trusting that my plans for you are good, even when they look different from your own. Remember my words, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. When you surrender your plans to me, you make room for my greater purpose to unfold. Let me give you a practical way to walk in faith. Begin each day with a prayer of trust, saying, Lord, I don't know what today holds, but I know you hold it. Lead me and guide me. When doubts arise, combat them with my promises. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. My child, these declarations of faith will strengthen your heart and keep you focused on me. You may feel that you lack the faith to take the next step, but let me remind you, even a small seed of faith can move mountains. Think of Peter stepping out of the boat onto the water. The waves were high and the wind was strong, but as long as his eyes were on me, he walked above the storm. My child, I am calling you to step out in faith, trusting that I will sustain you. Even when the waters feel uncertain, my hand is there to hold you. Walking in faith is not just about moving forward, it is about growing closer to me. My child, every step you take in trust draws you deeper into my presence. As you rely on me, you will see my faithfulness in ways you never imagined. Trust that I am not only leading you but also preparing you for the blessings ahead. Each step of faith is a step into the life I have planned for you. Today, I am inviting you to release the fear of the unknown and to embrace the journey of faith. My child, you were not created to walk alone or to rely solely on your own understanding. You were created to walk hand in hand with me, trusting that I am guiding you every step of the way. Let go of the need to see the entire path and trust that I am leading you to a future filled with hope and promise. You are my beloved, and I will never let you go. My beloved child, I see the moments when you feel overwhelmed, when the weight of life seems too heavy, and you wonder how you will continue. I see the weariness in your heart and the doubts that whisper that you are not enough. But I want you to hear this truth. You are not alone, and you do not have to carry these burdens by yourself. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. Today I am inviting you to draw from my power, to let go of striving, and to lean into the infinite strength I provide. Weakness is not a failure, my child. It is an opportunity for me to work in and through you. Think of the moments in Scripture when my people felt inadequate. Moses, who doubted his ability to speak, Gideon, who questioned his calling, and Paul, who faced constant trials. Each of them discovered that my strength is greater than any limitation. My child, your weakness is not a barrier to my power. It is the very place where my glory can shine brightest. You may ask, but Lord, how can I find strength when I feel so broken? My child, your brokenness is not the end of the story. Imagine a clay jar with cracks and imperfections. When light is placed inside, it shines through the cracks, illuminating the darkness around it. My child, you are that jar, and my spirit within you is the light. Your imperfections do not disqualify you. They make room for my strength to be revealed. Let me remind you of my promise. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. These words are not just comfort, they are a declaration of my faithfulness. My child, you do not need to have it all together to come to me. Bring your doubts, your fears, and your inadequacies, and let me exchange them for my peace, my strength, and my power. Trust that I am with you, equipping you for every step of the journey. Imagine a weary traveler climbing a steep hill, carrying a heavy load. The traveler struggles with each step until someone comes alongside them and takes the burden. Suddenly, the journey becomes lighter, and the traveler finds the strength to continue. My child, I am that someone. I am here to carry your burdens, to give you rest, and to renew your strength. You do not need to climb this hill alone. Lean on me and I will sustain you. Drawing strength from me requires surrender. My child, I know how hard it is to let go, to admit that you cannot do it all on your own. But surrender is not a sign of defeat. It is a declaration of faith. When you say, Lord, I need you, you open the door for my power to work in your life. Trust that my strength is more than enough for whatever you face. Let go of the need to control and allow me to carry you. Let me give you a practical way to draw strength from me. Each morning, start your day with a prayer of dependence. Lord, I cannot face this day on my own. Be my strength and my guide. Throughout the day, when challenges arise, pause and speak my promises over your heart. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in Him and He helps me. My child, these moments of connection with me will renew your spirit and remind you that you are not alone. You may feel that your struggles are too great, but let me remind you, I am greater. Think of David, who faced Goliath with nothing but a sling and a stone. His confidence did not come from his own strength, but from his faith in me. My child, the same power that was with David is with you now. Trust that I will provide the strength you need for every battle, no matter how impossible it seems. As you draw strength from me, let my power flow through you to others. My child, the strength I give you is not just for yourself. It is also for those I have placed in your life. When you encourage, support, and uplift others, you reflect my love and power. Trust that as you rely on me, I will use you to bring hope and strength to those around you. Today, I am inviting you to release the burdens you've been carrying and to rest in my strength. My child, you were not created to face life's challenges alone. You were created to walk with me, trusting that my power is sufficient for every weakness. Let go of the fear that you are not enough, and embrace the truth that I am more than enough for you. You are my beloved, and in me, you will find the strength to overcome. My beloved child, I see the longing in your heart, the prayers you've whispered in the quiet moments, and the dreams that seem just out of reach. Waiting can feel like a heavy burden, like standing still while the world moves forward. But I want you to know this: my timing is perfect. I am never late and I am never early. Today, I am inviting you to trust me in the waiting, to rest in the knowledge that I am working all things together for your good. Waiting is not wasted time, it is preparation. My child, think of a seed planted in the soil. For a time, it seems as though nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, roots are growing strong, preparing for the moment when the seed will break through the ground. In the same way, I am working in your life, building a foundation, strengthening your faith, and aligning circumstances for the blessings I have prepared for you. Trust that the waiting has a purpose. You may ask, but Lord, why does it take so long? Why can't things happen now? My child, my plans for you are greater than you can imagine, and my timing is part of those plans. There are lessons to be learned, growth to be experienced, and blessings that are not yet ready to be revealed. Think of Joseph, who waited years in prison before becoming a ruler in Egypt, or Abraham, who waited decades for the son I promised him. Their waiting was not a delay but a process of preparation. Trust that I am preparing you as well. Let me remind you of my promise. Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. These words are not just for ancient times. They are for you. My child, as you wait on me, I will renew your strength and give you the endurance to persevere. Waiting is not about passively enduring time, but about actively trusting in my faithfulness. Imagine a potter shaping clay on a wheel. The process takes time, with each spin of the wheel and every touch of the potter's hands refining the vessel. My child, you are that clay and I am the potter. The waiting is my way of shaping you into the masterpiece I created you to be. Trust that I am working on you and through you, even in the moments when you feel stuck. Trusting my timing requires surrender. My child, I know how hard it is to release control, to let go of the desire to rush ahead and make things happen on your own. But surrender is not a loss, it is an act of faith. When you place your timeline in my hands, you are declaring that you trust me more than your own understanding. Remember my words, be still and know that I am God. In your stillness I am working. Let me give you a practical way to trust my timing. Each day bring your hopes and desires to me in prayer. Say, Lord, I trust your plan and your timing. Help me to wait with patience and faith. When impatience arises, turn to my word, where you will find reminders of my faithfulness. Write down the ways I have been faithful to you in the past, and let those memories strengthen your trust in my timing. You may feel weary in the waiting, but let me assure you, I have not forgotten you. My child, think of a gardener preparing a field. The preparation takes time, but the harvest is worth the wait. In the same way, I am preparing blessings for you that are greater than you can imagine. Trust that the waiting will lead to a season of abundance and joy. You are not waiting in vain, you are waiting with purpose. As you wait, let my spirit guide you in how to use this season well. Perhaps this is a time to deepen your relationship with me, to grow in areas where I am calling you to be strengthened, or to serve others with the gifts I have given you. My child, the waiting is not passive. It is an active faith, trusting that every step is leading you closer to the fulfillment of my promises. Today, I am inviting you to release the frustration and anxiety that often accompany waiting. Trust that I am working even when you cannot see it. My child, my timing is perfect and my plans for you are good. Rest in the assurance that I am with you in the waiting, preparing you for the blessings that are to come. You are my beloved, and I will fulfill every promise I have made to you in my time and for my glory. My beloved child, I see the questions that weigh on your heart. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Does my life have meaning? These are not questions to fear, for they are the beginnings of a journey toward understanding who I created you to be. I want you to know this: you are not an accident, and your life is not without purpose. Today, I am inviting you to find your purpose in me, to trust that I have designed your life with intentionality, love, and meaning. Purpose begins with knowing me. My child, I am the one who formed you in your mother's womb and wrote the story of your life before you took your first breath. I created you in my image with unique gifts, talents, and desires that reflect my glory. Think of a painter carefully crafting a masterpiece. Each stroke of the brush is intentional, contributing to the beauty of the whole. My child, your life is that masterpiece, and I am the artist. You may ask, but Lord, how can I know my purpose when the path feels unclear? My child, purpose is not something you have to figure out on your own. It is something I reveal to you as you walk with me. Remember my words, for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Trust that I have prepared a path for you, filled with opportunities to reflect my love and to fulfill the calling I have placed on your life. Let me remind you of my promise, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. These words are not just a comfort, they are a declaration of my intentional design for your life. My child, your purpose is not tied to your achievements or the expectations of the world. It is rooted in my will, which is good, pleasing, and perfect. Trust that I am leading you toward the fullness of life I have promised. Imagine a compass pointing north. The compass doesn't know the details of the terrain, but it always directs the traveler toward their destination. My child, I am your compass. When you feel lost or uncertain, turn to me and I will guide you. You don't need to see the entire journey to trust that I am leading you in the right direction. Step by step, I will reveal the purpose I have for you. Finding purpose also requires surrender. My child, I know how tempting it is to measure your worth by worldly standards, to chase success, recognition, or approval. But true purpose is not found in striving. It is found in surrendering your plans to me. Remember my words, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. When you prioritize my will above your own, you will discover a purpose greater than anything you could have imagined. Let me give you a practical way to uncover your purpose. Begin each day with a prayer of alignment, saying, Lord, guide me today. Help me to see the opportunities you have placed before me and to use my gifts for your glory. Pay attention to the passions and talents I have given you, for they are clues to the work I have called you to do. My child, purpose is not just about grand gestures. It is found in daily faithfulness and obedience. You may feel that your purpose is insignificant, but let me assure you, every part of my plan is vital. Think of the body, where each part has a unique and important role. My child, you are part of my body and your contributions are essential. Whether you are serving, leading, teaching, or encouraging, you are fulfilling a purpose that brings glory to my name and blessing to those around you. Trust that I am using your life for my kingdom. As you discover your purpose, let it transform the way you live. My child, purpose is not just about what you do. It is about who you are in me. When you walk in your calling, you reflect my love, peace, and joy to the world. You become a beacon of hope, showing others what it means to live a life surrendered to me. Trust that I will equip you for everything I have called you to do. Today, I am inviting you to step boldly into the purpose I have designed for you. My child, you are not here by chance. You are here because I chose you, created you, and called you for a reason. Let go of the doubts and fears that hold you back, and embrace the truth that your life has meaning in my plan. You are my beloved, and your purpose is to bring glory to my name and light to the world. My beloved child, I see the moments when you strive to be enough, when you carry the weight of your mistakes, and when you wonder if you are truly worthy of my love. But I want you to hear this truth: my grace is sufficient for you. It is not something you have to earn or deserve. It is my gift to you, flowing freely from my heart. Today, I invite you to live in the fullness of my grace, to release the burdens of guilt and striving, and to rest in the assurance of my love. Grace is the foundation of your relationship with me. My child, you were saved by grace, not by your works. Think of the parable of the prodigal son. When he returned home, broken and repentant, his father ran to meet him, embracing him with love and joy. My child, I am that father. No matter how far you feel you've strayed, my grace is always sufficient to welcome you back. You do not need to prove your worth to me. You are already loved. You may wonder, but Lord, how can I live in grace when I feel so unworthy? My child, grace is not about your worthiness. It is about my love. Remember Paul, who called himself the chief of sinners, yet was chosen to spread my gospel. My grace is greater than your failures, your doubts, and your fears. It is not limited by your weaknesses. It shines through them. Trust that my grace is more than enough to cover every part of your life. Let me remind you of my promise. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. These words are not just a comfort, they are an invitation. When you bring your weaknesses to me, I exchange them for my strength. My child, you do not need to hide your struggles from me. Bring them to my feet, and let my grace transform them into testimonies of my power and love. Imagine a child learning to walk. They stumble and fall, but the parent does not condemn them. Instead, the parent lifts them up, encourages them, and helps them try again. My child, I am that parent. I see your efforts, your stumbles, and your triumphs, and my grace is there to lift you every time you fall. You do not need to fear failure, for my grace is your safety net, catching you and helping you rise again. Living in my grace also means extending grace to yourself and others. My child, I know how hard you can be on yourself, replaying your mistakes and holding on to guilt. But if I, the creator of the universe, have forgiven you, why do you struggle to forgive yourself? Let go of the burdens you were never meant to carry. Trust that my grace has already covered them. And as you experience my grace, let it flow through you to others. Forgive as I have forgiven you, love as I have loved you. Let me give you a practical way to live in my grace each day. Begin each morning by reminding yourself of my promises. I am forgiven. I'm loved. I am chosen by God. When you face challenges or make mistakes, pause and remember that my grace is sufficient. Spend time in my word, where you will find countless reminders of my mercy and faithfulness. My child, my grace is not a one-time gift. It is the foundation of your daily walk with me. You may feel that grace is too good to be true, but let me assure you, it is my gift to you, freely given out of my love. Think of the thief on the cross who cried out to my son in his final moments. He had no time to earn forgiveness, yet he received the promise of paradise. My child, my grace is not based on what you do. It is based on who I am. Trust that my grace is always enough for you, no matter where you are in your journey. As you live in my grace, let it transform the way you see yourself and others. My child, grace is not a license to remain the same. It is the power to become who I created you to be. When you walk in my grace, you reflect my love to the world, showing others what it means to be forgiven, redeemed, and set free. Trust that my grace is not just for you, it is also a gift to be shared. Today, I am inviting you to rest in my grace and let it shape your life. My child, you were not created to carry the weight of perfection or the burden of guilt. You were created to live in the freedom of my love, trusting that my grace is sufficient for every moment. Let go of the striving and rest in the truth that you are enough in me. You are my beloved, and my grace is your constant companion. My beloved child, I see the longing in your heart for joy, the kind of joy that does not fade with circumstances or disappear in the face of challenges. The world offers fleeting moments of happiness, but what I give is deeper, richer, and everlasting. Today, I am inviting you to experience the fullness of joy that comes from my presence. This joy is not dependent on what happens around you, but flows from my spirit within you. True joy begins with me. My child, I am the source of all joy, and in my presence, there is fullness of it. Think of David, who wrote, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." These words are not just poetry, they are a declaration of what is available to you. When you draw near to me, I fill your heart with a joy that sustains you through every season. You may wonder, "But Lord, how can I feel joy when life feels so heavy?" My child, joy does not mean the absence of trials. It means finding my presence in the midst of them. Remember Paul and Silas, who sang praises in prison despite their chains. Their joy was not rooted in their circumstances, but in their relationship with me. My child, I am inviting you to discover that same joy, a joy that transcends hardship and fills your soul with hope. Let me remind you of my promise. The joy of the Lord is your strength. These words are not just an encouragement, they are a lifeline. My child, my joy gives you the strength to face each day, to endure challenges, and to walk with confidence in my love. Trust that no matter what you are facing, my joy is available to sustain you. Lean into my presence and let my joy renew your spirit. Imagine a tree planted by streams of water, its leaves vibrant and its fruit abundant. The tree does not strive to grow, it simply draws from the life-giving water that nourishes its roots. My child, you are like that tree and I am the stream. When you stay connected to me, my joy flows into every part of your life, bringing renewal and abundance. Trust that I am your source of strength and that my joy will sustain you. Finding joy in my presence also means letting go of the things that steal your peace. My child, the worries of life, the pursuit of perfection, and the comparisons that creep into your mind are distractions that pull you away from me. Remember my words, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. When you bring your burdens to me, I exchange them for my peace and fill your heart with joy. Let me give you a practical way to experience my joy. Each day, set aside time to be still in my presence. Pray, worship, and meditate on my word, allowing my spirit to fill your heart. When you feel overwhelmed, pause and speak my promises aloud. The Lord has done great things for me and I am filled with joy. My child, these moments of connection with me will become a wellspring of joy that carries you through even the toughest days. You may feel that joy is out of reach, especially in seasons of pain or uncertainty. But let me assure you, my joy is not fragile. It is not diminished by hardship or loss. It is rooted in my unchanging nature. Think of the Israelites, who celebrated my faithfulness even as they wandered in the wilderness. My child, I am the same God who provided for them, and I am providing for you now. Trust that my joy is your inheritance no matter what you are facing. As you find joy in my presence, let it overflow into the lives of those around you. My child, joy is contagious. When you live with a heart full of my joy, you become a light to others, drawing them closer to me. Let your words, your actions, and your attitude reflect the joy that comes from knowing me. Trust that I will use your life to bring hope and encouragement to those who are searching for the peace only I can provide. Today, I am calling you to step into the joy I have prepared for you. My child, you were not created to live in despair or discouragement. You were created to walk in the fullness of my love and to experience the joy that comes from being in my presence. Let go of the things that steal your joy and trust that I am with you, filling your heart with my peace and gladness. You are my beloved, and in me your joy will always be complete. My beloved child, I see the fear that grips your heart at times, the worries about what lies ahead, the uncertainties that cloud your vision, and the doubts that make you hesitate to take the next step. Fear is a powerful force, but it is not greater than my love for you. Today, I am inviting you to overcome fear by placing your trust in me. Fear may try to hold you back, but my perfect love casts out all fear and empowers you to walk boldly into the future I have prepared for you. Fear often arises from the unknown, but my child, nothing is unknown to me. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I see the entire tapestry of your life, woven together with purpose and love. Remember my words, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. These are not just words of encouragement, they are a promise. I am with you and I will never let you go. You may wonder, but Lord, how can I trust you when I feel so afraid? My child, trust is the antidote to fear. Think of Peter walking on the water. As long as his eyes were on me, he rose above the waves. But when he focused on the storm, fear overtook him and he began to sink. My child, I am calling you to fix your eyes on me, to trust that I am greater than the storms of life. When you place your faith in me, fear loses its power. Let me remind you of my promise. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. These words are a declaration of my presence in your life. My child, there is no valley too deep, no challenge too great, and no fear too strong that my love cannot overcome. Trust that I am walking with you, guiding you and protecting you every step of the way. Imagine a child learning to ride a bicycle for the first time. They wobble, uncertain and afraid, but their parent runs alongside them, steadying the bike and offering words of encouragement. My child, I am that parent. I am running beside you, ready to catch you if you fall and to help you try again. Trust that you are not navigating life alone. I am with you, giving you the courage to move forward. Overcoming fear also means embracing my truth. My child, fear often comes from lies. Lies that tell you you're not enough, that you're alone, or that the challenges you face are too great. But I am the God of truth, and my truth sets you free. Remember my words, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When fear tries to take hold, speak these truths over your heart and let them remind you of my faithfulness. Let me give you a practical way to overcome fear. Each day bring your fears to me in prayer. Say, Lord, I feel afraid, but I trust you. Help me to walk in faith and not in fear. When worry begins to creep in, combat it with my promises. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. My child, my word is your greatest weapon against fear. Meditate on it, declare it, and let it fill your heart with peace. You may feel that your fears are too overwhelming, but let me remind you, I am greater. Think of David facing Goliath. He was young and inexperienced, but his faith in me gave him the courage to face the giant. My child, the same power that was with David is with you now. Trust that I will give you the strength to face whatever challenges come your way. As you overcome fear, let my spirit guide you into a life of boldness and confidence. My child, you were not created to live in the shadows of fear. You were created to walk in the light of my love, trusting that I am your refuge and your strength. Let go of the fears that hold you back and step boldly into the purpose I have for you. Today I am calling you to release the grip of fear and to embrace the freedom of faith. My child, you are not defined by your fears. You are defined by my love and my promises. Trust that I am with you, empowering you to overcome every obstacle and to live with courage and peace. You are my beloved, and in me you are more than a conqueror. My beloved child, I see the thoughts that fill your mind, the worries that steal your peace, the doubts that cloud your faith, and the lies that try to define you. But I want you to know this. Your mind is a battlefield, and I have given you the tools to claim victory. Today, I am inviting you to renew your mind through my word, to replace fear with truth, and to transform the way you see yourself and the world around you. Renewal begins with my truth. My child, the world is full of voices competing for your attention, but my word is the only voice that speaks life. Remember my promise. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. These words are not just a command. They are an invitation to experience the freedom and clarity that come from aligning your thoughts with mine. You may wonder, but Lord, how can I change my thoughts when they feel so overwhelming? My child, you are not meant to do this alone. My spirit within you is your guide and your strength. Think of a gardener tending a field. The gardener removes weeds and nurtures the soil so that good seeds can grow. In the same way, I am the gardener of your heart and mind. As you spend time in my word, I will uproot the lies and plant seeds of truth that will bear fruit in your life. Let me remind you of my promise. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. These words are a blueprint for your thoughts. My child, when you focus on what is good and true, you create space for my peace to dwell in your heart. Trust that as you meditate on my word, I will transform your mind and bring clarity to your life. Imagine a dirty mirror being cleaned. At first, the reflection is unclear, but as the dirt is wiped away, the image becomes bright and clear. My child, your mind is like that mirror. The world may cloud your thoughts with fear, doubt, and negativity, but my word cleanses and restores clarity. Spend time with me and I will help you see yourself and your circumstances through my eyes, full of hope, love, and purpose. Renewing your mind also means replacing lies with truth. My child, the enemy seeks to fill your mind with lies that lead to fear, shame, and doubt. But I am the God of truth, and my truth sets you free. When you hear the lie, you are not enough, counter it with my promise. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. When you hear the lie, you are alone, declare my truth. I will never leave you nor forsake you. My child, my word is your weapon against the lies that try to steal your peace. Let me give you a practical way to renew your mind each day. Begin your morning with a verse from my word that speaks to your heart. Write it down, carry it with you, and meditate on it throughout the day. When negative thoughts arise, pause and replace them with my promises. My child, my word is not just a book. It is alive and active, sharper than any double-edged sword. Use it to guard your heart and mind against the distractions of the world. You may feel that your thoughts are too chaotic to change, but let me remind you, nothing is impossible for me. Think of Paul, who once persecuted my church but became one of its greatest apostles. His mind was renewed by my spirit, transforming his life and his purpose. My child, I can do the same for you. Trust that I am working in you, renewing your mind and aligning your thoughts with my will. As you renew your mind through my word, let it guide your actions and shape your character. My child, your thoughts influence your decisions and your decisions shape your life. When your mind is filled with my truth, you will walk in confidence, peace, and purpose. Trust that I am equipping you to live a life that reflects my love and brings glory to my name. Today, I am inviting you to take a step of faith and commit to renewing your mind. My child, you were not created to live in fear, doubt, or confusion. You were created to live in the freedom of my truth, trusting that my word is a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. Let go of the thoughts that weigh you down and embrace the truth that sets you free. You are my beloved, and in me your mind will be transformed. My beloved child, I see the countless blessings I have poured into your life. The breath in your lungs, the strength to face each day, and the love that surrounds you in ways both seen and unseen. Yet I also see how easily life's challenges can overshadow these gifts, leaving you feeling burdened and distant from the joy I desire for you. Today, I am inviting you to live with gratitude, to see my goodness in every detail of your life, and to let thanksgiving transform your heart and mind. Gratitude begins with awareness. My child, I am constantly at work in your life, even in the smallest details. The rising of the sun, the comfort of a kind word, the provision for your needs, these are all reflections of my love. Remember my words, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Gratitude is not just a response to blessings. It is a declaration of trust in my faithfulness, even when life feels uncertain. You may wonder, but Lord, how can I feel grateful when I am facing so many challenges? My child, gratitude is not about ignoring your struggles. It is about seeing my presence within them. Think of Paul and Silas, who sang hymns of praise while imprisoned. Their gratitude was not based on their circumstances, but on their trust in me. My child, I am inviting you to discover that same gratitude, a gratitude that arises from knowing that I am with you, working all things together for your good. Let me remind you of my promise. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. These words are a reminder of my unchanging goodness. My child, every blessing in your life is a reflection of my love. Trust that even in seasons of difficulty, I am providing for you and preparing greater blessings ahead. Imagine a garden filled with vibrant flowers. Each bloom represents a blessing in your life. When you focus on the beauty of the garden, your heart is filled with joy and appreciation. But when you fixate on the weeds, the blessings fade into the background. My child, I am calling you to focus on the beauty I have planted in your life. Trust that as you cultivate gratitude, your heart will blossom with joy and peace. Living with gratitude also means expressing it. My child, gratitude is not just a feeling, it is an action. When you take time to thank me, to acknowledge my goodness, and to share your appreciation with others, you magnify the blessings in your life. Remember the leper who returned to thank Jesus after being healed. His gratitude set him apart, not just in action but in his relationship with me. My child, let your gratitude draw you closer to my heart. Let me give you a practical way to live with gratitude. Each evening, take a moment to reflect on the day and write down 3 things you are thankful for. They can be big or small, a kind gesture, a moment of peace, or my guidance in a challenging situation. As you make this a habit, you will begin to see my goodness more clearly in your life. My child, gratitude is a lens that sharpens your focus on my blessings. You may feel that gratitude is difficult to maintain, especially in seasons of loss or hardship. But let me remind you, my grace is sufficient for you. Think of Job, who even in the midst of unimaginable loss declared, "The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." My child, I am inviting you to trust in my sovereignty, knowing that my plans for you are good, even when the road is hard. Gratitude is not about denying pain. It is about recognizing my presence within it. As you live with gratitude, let it transform your perspective. My child, a grateful heart is a joyful heart. When you focus on my blessings, you create space for my peace to dwell in you. Gratitude also impacts those around you, reflecting my goodness and inspiring others to seek me. Trust that as you cultivate gratitude, you are planting seeds of hope, love, and joy in your own life and in the lives of others. Today, I am calling you to embrace a life of gratitude. My child, you were not created to dwell in negativity or to overlook the blessings I have given you. You were created to live in the fullness of my love, recognizing my hand in every detail of your life. Let go of the burdens that blind you to my goodness, and trust that I am with you, providing for you and guiding you. You are my beloved, and in a heart of gratitude, you will find peace and joy. My beloved child, I see the moments when pride tries to take root in your heart, the times when you feel the need to prove yourself, to control every outcome, or to rely on your own strength. But I want you to hear this truth. True greatness is found in humility, in surrendering your plans to me and trusting in my wisdom. Today, I am calling you to walk in humility, to recognize that I am your source, and to let my spirit guide every step of your journey. Humility begins with knowing who I am and who you are in me. My child, I am the creator of all things, the one who set the stars in place and formed the earth with my hands. Yet, I also chose to dwell among the humble, to lift up those who lower themselves before me. Think of Jesus, who, though he was fully God, humbled himself to serve, to love, and to die for you. My child, humility is not weakness. It is strength under submission. When you humble yourself before me, I lift you up in due time. You may wonder, but Lord, how can I be humble in a world that values pride and self-promotion? My child, humility does not mean thinking less of yourself. It means thinking more of me. When you acknowledge my authority in your life, you free yourself from the pressure to prove your worth. Trust that your value comes not from what you achieve, but from who you are in me. Let your life be a reflection of my grace, pointing others to my love and power. Let me remind you of my promise. God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. These words are both a warning and an encouragement. My child, pride builds walls between us, but humility creates a bridge. When you humble yourself before me, you invite my grace, my power, and my wisdom to work in your life. Trust that as you walk in humility, I will lift you up in due time and lead you into the plans I have for you. Imagine a tree standing tall in a field, its branches reaching toward the sky, yet its roots growing deep into the soil. The tree's height is supported by its depth. My child, you are like that tree. Your humility, your willingness to root yourself in me, is what allows you to grow strong and stand tall. Without deep roots, the strongest tree would fall at the first sign of a storm. Trust that your humility before me is your greatest strength. Walking in humility also means letting go of the need to control. My child, I know how hard it is to release your plans, your desires, and your fears into my hands. But surrender is not a loss, it is a declaration of faith. When you say, Lord, I trust you, you allow my wisdom to guide you and my spirit to work through you. Trust that my plans are higher than yours and that I am leading you toward a future filled with hope and purpose. Let me give you a practical way to walk in humility. Each morning, begin your day with a prayer of surrender. Lord, I give you this day. Use my words, my actions, and my heart for your glory. When pride or self-reliance begins to creep in, pause and remind yourself of my truth. It is not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. My child, these daily acts of humility will keep you close to me and open to my leading. You may feel that humility requires too much sacrifice, but let me assure you, the rewards of humility far outweigh the cost. Think of Moses, who doubted his ability to lead but trusted my calling. Think of Mary, who humbly accepted my plan to bring my son into the world. My child, I use the humble to accomplish great things. Trust that as you walk in humility, I will use you in ways you cannot yet imagine. As you embrace humility, let it transform the way you see yourself and others. My child, humility allows you to see the world through my eyes, with compassion, grace, and understanding. When you choose to serve, to forgive, and to love, you reflect my heart. Trust that as you walk in humility, you will grow closer to me and experience the fullness of my blessings. Today, I am inviting you to let go of pride and embrace the freedom that comes with humility. My child, you were not created to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You were created to walk with me, trusting in my strength and my guidance. Trust that as you humble yourself before me, I will lift you up and lead you into the abundant life I have prepared for you. You are my beloved, and in humility, you will find my grace, my peace, and my joy. My beloved child, as we've walked through these truths together, I have reminded you of my promises, my presence, and the purpose I have for your life. Now, I am inviting you to take everything you have learned and step boldly into the life I have designed for you. This is not the end of our journey, it is a new beginning. You are not alone in this. I am with you, empowering you, guiding you, and surrounding you with my everlasting love. Life will continue to bring challenges, uncertainties, and moments of doubt. But my child, you are no longer bound by fear or worry. You have my strength within you, my peace guarding your heart, and my spirit leading your steps. Trust that no matter what lies ahead, I am working all things together for your good. Lean into my presence, and you will find the courage to face each day with hope and joy. You may feel hesitant to take the first step, unsure of how to begin or what comes next. But let me remind you of this: faith is a journey of trust. You don't need to see the entire path to move forward. You only need to take the next step with me. Remember the words of my servant Joshua: be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. My child, I am with you every step of the way. Take this moment to reflect on the blessings I have placed in your life, the lessons I have taught you, and the promises I have made to you. Write them down, carry them in your heart, and return to them whenever doubt tries to creep in. My word is your foundation, my spirit is your guide, and my love is your strength. Trust that I have prepared you for this journey and that I will never leave your side. Now I ask you, my child, are you ready to embrace the life I have planned for you? Are you ready to walk in faith, surrendering your fears and trusting that my grace is sufficient for you? This is your moment to step into my promises, to live with purpose, and to reflect my love to the world around you. Trust that as you follow me, I will lead you into a future filled with hope, joy, and peace. As you take this step, stay connected to me. Spend time in my word, seek me in prayer, and surround yourself with others who encourage and strengthen your faith. Share what you have learned, and let your life be a testimony of my love and faithfulness. My child, the world needs the light I have placed within you. Trust that I will use you to bring hope, healing, and encouragement to those who are searching for me. Finally, I invite you to continue this journey of faith with me. Each day is a new opportunity to experience my love, to grow in my truth, and to walk in my purpose. You are not alone, and you are never forgotten. Trust that I am with you, guiding you and carrying you through every moment. You are my beloved, and I delight in walking this journey with you. Let's take the next step together.